Today in the episode, Special. Let's explore some of your worlds. Voice of the Wasteland, where we read your messages and choose the craft of the episode. And we begin with Workshop. Analyze this storm of shells. Good day, dwellers of the valley. This is the Workshop, and today we're gonna take a good hard look at a new shotgun. And don't worry, we're gonna do a lot more than just look at it. We give you the Parser. Let's start with a thorough discussion of the tactics needed to use this weapon effectively. Go fast, blast away, aim if possible. Okay, that's it for the tactics involved. Now a few words about the Parser's strengths and weaknesses. The weapon has quite a few flaws. In its default state, it doesn't have much range, which is kind of expected of a shotgun, but makes things much more difficult when engaging at a distance. And there's quite a lot of damage fall off with range. If the enemy is literally a few meters away, sorry, no damage today. Please come closer if you want to wreck face. But there's a very big but here. Your shots can be charged, and that turns your shotgun into a very accurate weapon, capable of hitting even that guy over there. Just keep in mind that if you don't release your shot in time, the Parser will do it for you. Survivability is also a concern. On the one hand, the shotgun has a durability score of 320, which is honestly not bad. On the other hand, it's not a small gun, and it doesn't have any special resistances, and we're going to use it in close proximity to enemy chainsaws. So 320 HP isn't much, all things considered. Now let's talk about its strengths. And here's where the Parser reveals its true nature as a pretty unique shotgun. First of all, it's a single-shot weapon, which means that it synergizes really well with anything that boosts your reload times. Get yourself a suitable cabin, install a recharge booster, sprinkle it with some engineering magic, and voila, you got an excellent quick-firing scattergun of doom. Secondly, this little fellow has arguably one of the most useful bonuses out of all legendary weapons. Granted, it's not the scariest one, but hell if it's not extremely convenient to use. Just land your shots, and you'll deal more and more damage. Simple as that. Just shower them with lead. Also, due to the fact that you can prepare your shots, this shotgun makes you feel very much in control. There's no need to worry about accidents or surprises if you're the one causing them. Then we have the energy economy. The weapon requires 4 energy, which is pretty good for a weapon of this type. If you really want it, you can install as many of 4 of those on your car to become a quad-barreled gun on wheels. But we do not recommend going this route. A well-built car with some buffs to your reload speed, for instance thanks to a good cab and some modules, as well as with some utility devices on board, like a radar or a stealth module, is going to be much more effective than just a raw power build, almost 100% of the time.
One last thing. I have to talk like this because they're definitely listening. Personally, I'm not a big fan of shotguns, but it's the only thing that really works against ducks. The only exception being...
Mentor, save us! They're here! Everybody, run!
A new song by Psycho Pete, Frontal Wheels, Why and How. There's no room for broomsticks now. A touching ballad about the inevitability of change with a shocking twist. Now out on audio tapes.
It's been quite some time since bulldozer-loving, hard-hat-wearing guys that call themselves the Founders made their triumphant return to the Valley. And it definitely was enough time for many of you to become experienced builders, with countless little worlds appearing on your ranges. Today we're going to visit some of them, and who knows, maybe we'll find a good place to hide from the ghastly creatures that are coming for our lives! First off, let's take a look at Samso, a wedge-shaped mass of concrete constructed by Andreas Sigis. It doesn't look like much, but there's actually a whole mini-universe inside. For starters, there's a track with 10 checkpoints. It's simple, but nice. And you get to make a pretty cool jump at the end, with a nice view of the area around your garage. But that's not the coolest thing about this build. If you ignore the track and explore the area, you can find an interesting little world in the base of the range. Take a look, it's pretty fun. Next up is this cool thing designed by Silver 11. The name's pretty straightforward. Jump at 90 kilometers an hour. And yeah, that's exactly what you have to do. Get to 90 kilometers an hour before you jump, and then you'll see. This is an excellent way to resolve conflicts or disputes, by the way. Instead of blowing each other to smithereens, just play an exciting game of throw my car out of a flaming pipe. Excellent. You know, while we were busy exploring your ranges, we thought that it'd be really cool to find a proper labyrinth. Not a token one, but a real intricate maze, with traps and dangers so that not a single ducky could sneak in. Given the fact that survivors have access to all sorts of tools and unholy contraptions, we are pretty sure that the brilliant minds of the valley can come up with some amazing labyrinths. The tag is TGNZ. Good luck! For now though, let's check a labyrinth that's already here. The Ultimate Maze, built by K903. No traps, sadly, but look at its sheer size! There are two things to note here. The first is that this build somehow goes way beyond the limit of parts set for ranges. Hell, it uses almost twice as many. The second thing is, why is the entrance set like this? That's not the important bit. The important bit is that despite the overall relative simplicity of the build and its underlying idea, this maze is interesting enough to actually spend time in there, trying different approaches, or, simply trying to get out. Where's the exit? God damn it. Can anybody hear me? Anyone? The first message was sent by Mystery Man. Will the Ravens ever bring a legendary version of the Corvo? I would love to see that introduced to its weapon line. Greetings, Survivor. A legendary version of the Corvo sounds enticing, but we can't promise you anything right now. A survivor with a slightly confusing name, Lil Gingy T asterisk not YouTube says, could we get a wider variety of pipe pieces so that we can make exhaust systems or something? And maybe an exhaust that fits right on the end of a pipe? Hi, Lil Jing. We're actively developing several customization options at the moment, but right now we can't actually really implement a system that'll handle pipe connections. The way things are set up, it's too resource heavy for our engine, unfortunately. Here's a question by Soulsbringer. Could y'all add a way to unfuse parts? Hey, mate, we're considering it. Nothing to report yet, but keep your eyes peeled. Then there's the message by one of our regulars, Robot3K. He writes, Hey again. Ever since the Scorpion got its looks updated, I've been wanting more and more parts to get their model refreshed into higher definition, especially older ones like Large Wheel and Firebug. Thanks! Hey mate, we obviously want to give all the parts the same treatment so that all of us can marvel at their glory, but updating a model takes more or less the same time as making a new one. Sometimes that's a tough call to make because we're more interested in giving our players new options, parts, and tools, and that's where our priorities lie. Finally, Hail Hydra asks, Why do you have to be mean to Ravagers? They're cute. Look at those little cute eyes. Aww. Good try, you sneaky Ravager, you... Good try. And now it's time to pick one vehicle from the exhibition that the team really liked, so that we could show it to the whole valley. As you're probably aware, we've been here for a long time. We've seen a lot of crazy things. Vehicles making loops in the air to smash an opponent into the ground at breakneck speed, Reaper helicopters, even rockets built with an ambition to go straight into space. This time, though, it's not the complexity of the build that surprised us. In fact, quite the opposite is true, as this car uses Reapers simply as boosters, just to drive faster. You have to agree, this is insane in its own way, especially given the fact that these machine guns are hard-bolted in place. Yep, truly the best legendary car. What can we say? We love it. Nogorn, thank you very much. That's it for today. Tell us what you think in the comments below, ask us questions, and if we somehow stop slabbing Reapers on everything we see, we'll return with some new crazy content in a couple of weeks. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing, leave a like, and good luck!